Hello, Astro friends, and welcome to another edition of In the Cosmos from the De Anza College Planetarium. As always, I'm your host, Toshi Komatsu, director of the planetarium. And it's been a while since we've just talked about the evening sky. So we're going to go ahead in this video check out what sort of things you can find in the mid-April to mid-May skies. So let's check it out. So here we start off looking at the western part of the sky here, and we're looking at May 1st at 10 p.m. local Pacific Daylight Time for Cupertino. And we're going to start off by looking for Gemini the twins over in the west. To find them, there are these two bright stars that are here, and those stars are Pollux and Castor, and those again are the twin stars of the constellation Gemini, the twins. And here's the stick figure version. The rest of Gemini is fairly faint, but those two stars are quite bright and quite distinctive. We can put up the artwork briefly so that we can see what the two twins of mythology look like there. Now that's more of a winter constellation, so again getting quite low there over in the west. So let's continue our view eastward, moving towards our left, and we'll move towards the left or towards the east, and a little bit higher where we can find another bright star there, a star called Regulus. And Regulus comes from a word that derives from king. So this is the king star in the King of the Jungle constellation, and that of course is Leo the Lion here. And Leo the Lion for the artwork. You can find Regulus, that's again a fairly bright star, almost as bright as Pollux and Castor there. But also there's this distinctive backwards hook shape here, or sort of a backwards question mark shape there. And that marks the mane of the lion. And Leo, again, famous springtime constellation that you can look for. Continuing our way towards the left or towards the east, there's another bright star there called Spica. And to find Spica, you'll notice that we're looking now towards the south-southeast here, kind of low in the sky, not very high, but it is a very nice blue star that you can find in the sky. Spica is part of a constellation called Virgo the Maiden, quite a large constellation, actually fills up quite a fair amount of sky there. There's sort of this part which kind of looks like a bit of a distorted diamond with some stars sort of streaming away there. And again, this is Virgo the Maiden, a sure sign of spring when you see Virgo. And Spica in particular, Spica is supposed to represent this grain of wheat that Virgo is holding there. And that was a reminder that it was time to start planting your crops there here in the springtime. Now, if we continue a little bit higher in the sky and a little bit more to the east, continuing along, there's a distinctive shape that maybe you can already see and start to recognize that I'm getting towards the center of our view here of Stellarium. And it's these stars that are right here. There's 7 of them, 7 fairly bright ones. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And hopefully you recognize those stars. Those are the stars of the Big Dipper. Kind of reminds me of a great big pot there with a long curving handle. And the dot-to-dot version looks a little something like this. Officially, the Big Dipper is what we call an asterism. It's a smaller part of a larger constellation that we call Ursa Major, or the Great Bear in the sky. Also quite near Leo there. And the Big Dipper, thankfully, is quite high in the sky this time of year. Again, right now we're looking more towards the northeastern part of the sky, but fairly high up. So it's real easy to see and easy to spot. All those stars in the Big Dipper are quite bright. But if you manage to find the Big Dipper, we can show you one last springtime constellation that you can look for. And for a long time, astronomers have taken the arc of the handle of the Big Dipper, and if you follow that arc, you can arc to this star right over here, which is a star called Arcturus. So you can arc to Arcturus, and Arcturus is part of another constellation there called Boötes. It looks like booties, but it's pronounced Boötes. And Boötes was a herdsman, and he didn't herd goats or sheep. What he was the actual herder of was bears. So he is the bear herder in the sky there. And if you follow the arc to Arcturus, people will also continue to speed on to Spica, and that's another way to find Spica there in the sky. They're all kind of close together there. Switching our focus to planets and the moon, Mars is still the only evening planet visible at the moment. And on April 16th, the moon will actually join Mars, and you'll be able to see them in the western skies just after sunset, and it'll make for a good photo opportunity. Now, for the next couple weeks after that, the moon will continue waxing or growing bigger until it reaches full moon on the 26th of April. For now, Mars is in Taurus in the area of the sky just beyond the bull horns there, and it's still in the area delineated by Taurus. But if we go ahead and skip time a few days forward, by the 24th of April, Mars will have moved into the border of the next area of the sky, which is where we find Gemini, which we talked about earlier. And if we go ahead and that time again jump forward, Mars will continue making its way through Gemini until on the 15th, where we'll sort of pause time. You'll see that the moon is going to once again join Mars, actually even closer than it was back in April. Well, that's our very quick look at the upcoming evening skies. Hopefully you enjoyed that and learned a little something. And we always appreciate it when you like, subscribe, and share, so please do that. And hopefully you also check out all of our social media. That'll be linked in the description below. For right now, until the next episode, we'd like to wish you all very clear and dark skies. And this is the De Anza College Planetarium, signing off.